Alright, so we're back at the truck again today. Last time we got the cab mounted on. So that's it for the cab mounts. We're going to head up front now and do the motor mounts, get them all finished off, and see what else we're going to get after in this episode. But today we're getting the motor in. You can see I already have the motor sitting in the truck. Set it about 2 inches back from where it used to be. So the cross member's up. Alright, so the cross member's bolted up just like anything. But right here you can see that's the original hole. And you'll see if you're doing the same thing yourself, there's actually a hole just behind the other original hole that I just drilled out to 1/2 inch. And then there's another one right here, drilled that one out to 1/2 inch, and everything bolts right in. Nice and easy. It was. And right now we're just going to work on making the new motor mounts. Since we moved the motor back 2 inches, the original motor mounts aren't going to work. So we're actually going to use the motor mounts left over from this project, from the car, because I won't be using them anymore. I'm going to do something different. But we're going to reuse those motor mounts on this thing. So you can kind of have a look how everything fits. And our firewall clearance, which is minimum but good. So if you're doing this, I would recommend moving the motor back that couple of inches. So let's get started on these motor mounts. Let's get this thing in here, and that's one more thing done. Alright, to get this party started, I'm going to take these 2 plates that I previously made for this motor when it was in the Camaro. I'm going to bolt them back up to the block. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut the subframe spacers / motor mounts from the car apart also. I'll hit them with the grinder, get all the welds cleaned off them, get them looking good again, clean the paint off. Then we can mock everything up in here and get it all welded into place. Okay, so there's one side finished. So the other side's going to be the exact same thing. I'm going to get over there, get the other side done, and then we'll get this block of wood out of here. Okay, so we got her in. Got them done. Block of wood's out. She's pretty solid. So there's that side. You can see moving it back, you can barely catch that original mount. So I'm just going to take and I'll plate in the back there once I get some steel. I'll pick up that steel when I get the other steel. I'm just going to put a plate right on the back there just to kind of close it in. These ones here on this side are solid metal all the way through, so they're not just hanging on by a little thin piece of tubing wall. They're actually solid all the way through, so they are good. And then gussing it in or plating it in at the back is really going to help there. So you can see those ones. Actually turned out pretty good. This side was really nice. You know, if you did the plate mounts, like the plates that go on the block, if you did them a little different, had them a little forward up here on the top, then you could probably hit this thing. But I was reusing the mounts from the car. It'll definitely be fine. So yeah, there she is, motor's in. It's such a nice warm day out today. I think I'm going to go ahead and clean the interior and get her looking good, and then I want to get the fenders mounted on permanently, so we'll get that done and go from there. Once you get that valance panel off the front of the cab, you can see it's exactly the same as the early style cabs. So once you get that off, this cab is basically the same thing for putting fenders on, but inside the dash pad, they're not exactly interchangeable because the metal framing behind the dash pad is actually different. But if you're not worried about changing the dash pad out, then yeah, you can definitely put an old style front end on a newer style cab. Well, not still square body, but You know what I mean. Square headlight to round headlight. And that's what we're doing here. We're doing the square headlight to round headlight conversion. So we got all this off. We're going to get our fenders mounted up. We'll be able to bolt them on where they should be now. What do you think? How's it coming in here?
Good.
It's looking a little better. Brakes work? Probably not.
They do work.
Well, they're not hooked up, so probably not. Well, there's your before. And, ooh. And let's have a look at the after. Oh, it's a little better. Still a ways to go, but at least it looks like something. At least it looks usable now. Okay, so let's get these fenders up. Should we get these fenders put on?
Yep.
All right, let's go do it. You gonna come help me?
I'm getting this something fixed.
Okay, alrighty. Threw a couple washers into the top just to get it close. You can see everything else lines up. Now with the round eye, the hood comes right to here and goes across and covers all this. So you can just go ahead and stick your window wipers back on, and that's all fine. And then the only other thing you need to change is your washer hoses go into the hood now, and the sprayers are on the hood. So yeah, I gotta go find a rad support and then get some headlights and stuff, so I can get that front mounts done on the frame for the rad support. And then it's really gonna start looking like a truck. And I got some 35-inch kind of like rock tires for it, Pro Comps. So I just need to find some 16-inch rims. Fit those tires, and then I'll be able to put those tires on here, and it's really gonna look good. Once we get the front end figured out, and once I get it running and driving, or close to running and driving, then we're going to back her in and chop that frame down and put a flat deck on it. And then depending how it looks with the flat deck, I might put a stack on this truck just for fun. We'll see. No guarantees on that yet. Okay, so you can let go of the motor now. She's under her own weight. She's mounted in. Transmission cross members in at the back. So glad we got that done today. Fenders mocked up, everything looks good there. We got that valance off so they can actually be bolted on properly, and cleaned out the interior. So everything's coming along real nice here. I think next step for the project, or next video, what we're going to cover is getting some front end on this thing. Hey Jacob, can you put some rads where you're standing? Yeah. So I got to find a parts truck or something to get to all the pieces I need for that. Headlights, rad support, get everything mounted in there, and then we'll start looking at getting this thing started up, which is going to be pretty awesome. So right on, say Jacob. So we'll see you next time. So we'll see you next time.
See you next time. See you next time. Thumbs up.
Adam.
2 thumbs up.
And there you go.